Donald Trump owes E. Jean Carroll a lot of money, and he actually owes it sooner than you might think, but of course, he doesn't want to pay it. And I want you to buckle up because his argument for why he shouldn't have to pony it up right now is fairly ridiculous. So here's the timeline, basically. The court entered his judgment back on February 8th. It feels like a year ago, it was just a couple weeks ago actually. And that started the clock for a 30-day automatic stay of judgment under what's called Rule 62. And basically in this, if Trump fails to post a bond of the $83.3 million plus accrued interest, which equals $91.6 million, or get the bond requirement stayed by March 9th, which is a little bit more than a week away, then Carroll will be able to immediately begin collecting. And he has just been burning that time. We're down to just about a week away. Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube. So now, a week from the deadline, his legal team files a motion with Judge Kaplan. And Judge Kaplan says, Mr. Trump has moved for an administrative stay of enforcement, basically make it so I don't have to pay the money, pending the filing and disposition of any post-trial motions, meaning while the appeal process is going on. He seeks that relief without posting any security. Basically, he wants to be able to appeal it without having to actually put the money somewhere where it's not under his control anymore, so that E. Jean Carroll could potentially eventually get it. He doesn't want to do that. He does have a backup plan if they don't want to block him from having to put the money up. He said he'd like to, quote, post a bond in an appropriate fraction of the amount of the judgment. So, yeah, a little bit. I'll give you a little bit. Okay, good luck with that. But obviously his main strategy is I shouldn't have to put it up at all. Now, that's not surprising. We know he doesn't want to pay. But his argument for why he shouldn't have to pay while the appeal goes forward is stereotypically brazen in a Trumpish way. So this is what they said. Having argued to the jury that President Trump has great financial resources, plaintiff E. Jean Carroll is in no position to contradict herself now and contend that she requires the protection of a bond during the brief period while post-trial motions are pending. This fact nullifies risk to the judgment creditor and weighs heavily in favor of an unsecured stay. Okay, so they have some high dollar vocabulary words there. Basically, you all said I was rich, and that's why I owe so much money, because it was gonna be a fraction of what I have. Well, now I shouldn't have to give it up to you based on your fear that I won't eventually be able to pay it, because you already said I'm really rich. So if you believe I'm rich, there's no risk to you that I won't be able to pay it, so I shouldn't have to give it up. Now the judge said, I'm gonna let the Carroll's lawyers respond to this, and they've got a couple days to do that. It's an interesting argument, Danielle. What do you make of it? The idea that he's too rich to have to pay.
It's absolute BS. I mean, here's the thing. You're so super rich, then this shouldn't hurt you in any which way, right? Like Donald Trump is a multi-billionaire. This is only what? 90, when we're looking at the interest, about $90 million, you're still a multi-billionaire. So if you are as rich as you purport to be, and plus you just hocked a whole bunch of sneakers. So I'm totally sure you are absolutely fine. So the argument that they're making on its face is BS. It is not going to stand. And Donald Trump, for the first time, is going to have to come up off of a lot of money that I think is gonna hurt, because again, he's hawking sneakers because he's a used car salesman.
100%. Honestly, he should open up a chain of used cars dealerships that he could sell. Or, if you're having trouble putting up the $90 million because you seem to really be working hard to not have to give it up, just release some more sneakers or something. Maybe a line of sandals. Maybe a line of Trump branded Crocs. I don't know. They could be gold. They could be really gaudy, maybe sparkly. You can make the money up. But anyway, I have a feeling that the judge is not going to allow this. The judge in the E. Jean Carroll case has not often given Donald Trump or his legal team what they want. So I'm not too worried about this.